Okay.
So here is, we have to start with topic 5. And even for today, arrange it 3 topic 5, 6, 8. Actually, this 3 and topics tomorrow, and even part of topics on Friday dedicated to learning how possible to use spreadsheet application for different type of analysis, specifically with emphasis on statistical analysis. So definitely, spreadsheet not the best option for this case, but it's widely available. And if you will have a clear idea how to do this task, you can then use another more appropriate software solutions. That's the reason about content. Okay, let's now move. Let me start and share my screen. Then as usually we have in chat, I will provide such links of topics. Also, I would recommend, if possible, to use laptop for practical classes. It's better option. Significant part of classes could be done on phone, but with significant efforts. A few classes will be impossible to be done on phone. I mean practical class. Of course, quiz could be answered every time. Again, I'm asking about preparing theoretical material in any time you have before class and trying to answer quiz before class. So every time we will refer to what do we have in Moodle. And order of classes exactly the same. So today 5, mathematical statistical calculation. Pay attention for practical class material. It's spoken about necessary theoretical, minimal, I made emphasis, necessary theoretical background, specifically about statistical analysis, like same topic already covered in today's lecture, so would be fine if you check it. And actually, our links was available before, so it was possible to already start. Generally speaking, your objective is to, sorry, I have to open. Okay. Generally, your question is to calculate number of measures of descriptive statistic measures for given samples. The only benefits, you no need to do it manually, despite the given formulas have to do it. You have to just use available features in spreadsheet. For example, there are given a few points on how to make calculation in general, then how to use analysis toolpack in spreadsheet, and then also given some points about built-in statistical function, which could be used to make necessary calculation there. So it actually will be your task for topic 5. Task itself presented in Moodle under practical tasks. And here is, you have like 5 questions. No, 6, it's meaning sending it results to me. Task 1 and 2, you have to use data from task 1 for both of them, and task 3 as well. And in task 4, you are given just a little bit different data set with only few parameters to be calculated. And then to finalize quick one additional theoretical question. Which you can answer directly into spreadsheet. So now question, which kind of spreadsheet will you prefer? So right now, Agnieszka and Beata, I can provide demonstration with Microsoft Excel, or I can provide demonstration with Google Spreadsheet. Actually, almost no difference within these tools.
I don't know.
So
For me,
maybe
that's
Google Spreadsheet.
Okay. Let me start then. So, in case of any spreadsheet, including Google Spreadsheet, so we need to have new worksheet. Actually, major benefits, major features of spreadsheet. It's creating large, I made emphasis, large tables, large data sets, and making calculations there. So, and such as it's widely available, that's again why it has been chosen for this demonstration. Despite, as I told, statistics better to use in other software. So, for example, when we're talking about very convenient task, here is we have, in task 1, you have just like it's a recap of skills you theoretically should, or theoretically and practically should already have from your Lyceum or so, about how to work with general spreadsheet. Then in task 2, you have to continue data table with calculating descriptive statistic parameters using function, and task 3, do the same using analysis toolpack. Okay. So let me create that piece of table. I will not complete everything, just a smaller piece of it, but we'll try to demonstrate our points. Coefficient. So let me 5 then let's something like this. Okay, something like this. Then 3.9 Bronco 0.4, 3.6, 0.1, 0.7. Okay, something like this. So we have enough records. So first question is, of course, calculate color coefficient like you are given formula. Hemoglobin multiplies 3 divided 100, represented by 100. So I think everybody have to remember this. We start with equals, and we use our be fine to use brackets to explicitly provide order of operation, multiplication, fraction, denominator. So basic mathematics. I think everybody have to remember how to do this. Spreadsheet even automatically proposed to fill the gap. If not, please point cursor right bottom corner, autofill marker, click drag, and you will have it all value. So here is we have correct value in fact. That it's all about task 1. I just provide my name for my item. So next point is calculate descriptive statistic. Again, I will deal not with all these parameters, but with few of them. You have to complete all. So when we're talking about, okay, I provide only labels at first column. Should we have do the next standard deviation? Mean error, like, and so on. Okay, more than enough. So here is when we talk about if we want to calculate descriptive statistic semi-manually, we have to use function. I thought semi-manually because in fact we will have tool to do it automatically. Okay, so I just start. Will provide the function name like average. Very often spreadsheet propose your range for input, which has to be fit with your sample data set. If it's do it properly, you can accept. If it's do it incorrect, you have to change it. Like definitely here we have correct range. Also, we will try to use minimum. So this time, again, if range is correct, it should be our input range, only our sample data. If something wrong, you can just change range and edit equation. That's it has to be max. It has to be max there, not min. Min we should have there. Same way, Google Spreadsheet do it actually better. And so on. Range. Take a look. If no function name in this layout, you must use mathematical formula. Elementary things, simply difference between max and min. So here is, you can get it. And so on. Same way, standard deviation. Here is actually with standard deviation things a little bit not such simple because we have not one function, but multiply. Please check description. For example, for us, most important these two pieces, standard deviate point P, standard deviate point S. For standard deviate point S, it's for sample, P for population. You have to understand, you have from task or from if it's you do your research, you have to understand is that you deal with entire population, so our representative of this case, or with sample. So usually it's like 99.99% we deal with samples. We can't manage with our population, it's too big to get this data. So it's better to use standard point S. So there is difference between these formulas, and it's not explicitly provided in our task. They are just simple stdel printed. Please use stdl-s. In this case, there is no protection. You have to make selection or type to input proper values. And same way when we talk about mean error, again, there is no formula there, so we fall back to the statistical equation. In fact, not mathematical, but statistical equation. So it's standard deviation divided by square root from number of observation minus 1. So again, simple. Standard deviation divided by SQRT. Okay, in my case, I have 5 observation. 5 minus 1.
I'm sorry, how did you get the last one?
Which
Where
one?
did you get the last one from? Yeah, what is that QRT and what does that mean error? Where did you get that from?
Please take a look. I told you in task. We have formula for mean error. This formula could be obtained from any statistical textbook. So we just use formula directly because there is no embedded function in spreadsheet for this. And we have to just understand the arguments. So students, primary points there, it's to like update your knowledge in statistics or grind new one. It's more important than calculation, understanding of statistics there. So here is the formula. Here is on screen. You have to see it there. And I just implement it. So again, S, it's standard deviation. Take a look. Standard deviation, label it as S here above. So S is standard deviation. I just click cell which contains this value, or manually input its address like column label row number, then square root. I just know this function. If you don't know, you can ask Google how to calculate square root in Google spreadsheet. And it's our spreadsheet application. It's every time square root. And just n sample size, amount of observation, it's 5. Number of rows. It's possible to be calculated via formula, but I'm not interested into this. So here it is. And actually I can make autofill for 2 columns at once, for 2 rows at once, like this. Is this points clear? Same way you have to proceed with skewness, kurtosis. So actually few only remains. That's one way to obtain descriptive statistics, one way. And yet another way, it's using analysis toolpack. Under data, or under extension, you should find Excel minor analysis toolpack and launch it. When you will start it for the first time, okay, I does not use it for a long time and it's got same fallback. You will be asked about permission to access document. Okay, grant permission in favor of your account. And here is you will have this tool which could give for you some number of calculation. In our case, we need descriptive statistics. So you have to provide our input range and it has to be our input value. Just ensure that, as you can see, I click once, make selection, click second time there, and only after that range had been picked up properly. Ensure that you work in this way. This tool support 1 row labels, so only 1 row. If you need 2 rows, sorry, it does not work, so you have to minimize table to have only 1 row, one label of rows. 1 row of labels. Okay, I have it. And also we have to arrange how our data organized in columns or rows. So in columns. Okay. What I want to get, at least I need summary statistic, confidence interval or gauge largest, smallest, not necessary for this case. But if you will remain it, it will be not critical. Okay, where to place result? I click this cell, it's duplicate for me range, which is actually incorrect. So I click any another cell, in fact. Ensure that we have correct input range and output. If something wrong, you can manually, for example, edit, and it will be placed in F1, not F2 right now. Click OK. Depending to sample size, it could take some time for calculation. For small samples, like dozens, even hundreds items, it will be almost instantly. In case of thousands, it could take dozens of seconds for placing this result. And here is we have. And actually, if you will compare this result, you have to see that it's exactly the same like you get in manual way. Just here is we got it automatically. So here is we have even a little bit more volume. Okay. That technical things, technical skills you need to complete. Task 4, you have to do the same way, just you have to prepare another data. Be careful, data could be arranged in rows, not in columns. So when you will make calculation, you have to change all ranges from columns to rows, because it makes sense to make statistical calculation only for sample data. And in this task, samples are in rows, not in columns. And same way, and actually it's all this task we have. Individual, we have all these things the same way. So those I will not show, it's up to you. Because it's exactly the same order, just you have to use adjust range. Any question at this point? Okay, I think it's more than enough for topic 5. Right now, I will, okay, final points. Why and when we have to use those different approach? Definitely using extension toolbox, it's very quick way to get value. But let's imagine I made mistake in my data, and here is we should have another value. 37 instead of 17. So that area which I have used functions had been updated instantly, but area with analysis toolpack had not been updated. So I have to delete this result and repeat it again. And repeat inserting via toolpack again to obtain correct value. So here is benefits. We need more time to use formula, but we have benefits that our spreadsheet will be working automatically. Okay, sorry. I want to, it's no longer work. Okay, I will revert this value back to origin to match our data. Okay. If no question, please proceed with these points. Right now, I will stop recording for this topic to separate file with other. And then I will make separate recording for 6 and 7.